Hello, all my froggy friends. How's everyone doing out there today? I have another edition of Today in History, or On This Day, and I also have, I didn't get to yesterday is National Day, but sorry about that. I did write it down and I did do a video, I'm just not going to post it. Um, Thanks for joining me today. You're on Cassie Chats, and Cassie is chatting about Today in History. I'm Cassie. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Glad you to be here. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave me a comment, and let YouTube know that I have viewer interaction, and they will recommend my videos a little bit more. Maybe I'll get more viewers and more subscribers, and I would be eternally grateful. I'm already just at 10 subscribers, so I'm like really excited. I didn't think it would pick up or go anywhere. I didn't think I had a whole lot to say, but obviously somebody likes my content somewhere, and people are subscribed. 10 people. I'm really a newbie, really, I am. But I'm excited. Today is a special day for me. If you've watched my videos from before, you'll realize what I'm talking about. And I'll get to that in just a minute. To some of it, I'm not going to give a whole lot of it away. But today, on this day, Switzerland became, in 1499, Switzerland became an independent state. It did. In 1692, this is where things get creepy and weird and chilling. Okay, if anybody has watched my videos in the last couple of days, you'll realize that somebody's birthday is this week. Well, it just so happens that today, of all days, I'm not saying a whole lot, and I am going to say a name. You'll not know that I've said it, but it's the name of a person that I'm very close to. I'm very proud of. But today, in 1692, at least 8 people were hanged for allegedly practicing witchcraft, and it was the last day that any people practicing witchcraft were hanged. There were 19 overall. 6 deaths were caused by hysteria, and this was in Massachusetts Bay. Calling in this 1692 the Salem witch trials. So there's that. Chilling, creepy. They used to, from what I read a long time ago, they would use anything, like if you acted out a character, if you were moody, if you were in a bad mood, you were claimed to be practicing witchcraft. Of course, I'm sure that they had to have some kind of substantial proof in proving you were practicing witchcraft, but you had to go with these certain behaviors. Some of them were like being sick or running a fever. I mean, it was just silly things that they saw as being practicing witchcraft. So it was just weird nonsense, maybe. But I'm not saying these people weren't allegedly practicing witchcraft. I'm sure they had some kind of proof whatsoever. But just a side note. In 1792, the French First Republic is formed by the National Convention stripping the French king of his powers. I'm assuming that is King Louis with the Marie Antoinette kind of deal is what I'm assuming. The U.S. president in 1862, Abraham Lincoln, the U.S. president Abraham Lincoln, issues the preliminary Emancipation Proclamation threatening to free slaves in the rebel South, even though they did not want to let go of them, if they did not join the Union by January 1st, 1863. So this is 1862. This is the first idea of his Emancipation Proclamation. Interesting. Right here on September 22nd, the first day of fall. It is the first day of fall, folks. We're going to go back a little bit. We're going to talk about, in 1761, the coronation of King George and Queen Charlotte. In 1745, on September the 22nd, the Bonnie Prince Charles, his army returns to Edinburgh. Remember, he fled the other day to France from Scotland, and now he's back in Edinburgh. 1965, this is a little bit closer to home, a little bit more recent, but ceasefire between the India and Pakistan goes into effect, ending the Indo-Pakistani War. I did not know that was a thing, but obviously it was. In 1817, John Quincy Adams becomes the U.S. Secretary of State, not the first, but becomes the U.S. Secretary of State. Rudolph delivers an anti-Darwin speech. Remember Darwin, who talked about evolution? Rudolph decides that he doesn't like Darwin's speech, so he goes to Munich and he speaks against the theory of evolution to the Congress of German Naturalists and Physicians in Munich. So I wish we'd stuck with that. That's an opinion. Not saying anything else. 1885, Lord Randolph Churchill. Yes, I am speaking of the father of Winston Churchill. Delivers his speech opposing home rule, and his tagline was Ulster will fight, Ulster will be right. In 1896, Queen Victoria surpasses her grandfather's reign, King George III, as the longest reigning monarch in British history. We know now that Queen Elizabeth surpassed Queen Victoria's reign. So that's kind of a neat little thing to have happened in September. In 1911, Boston Rusters future Baseball Hall of Fame Cy Young defeats the Pittsburgh Pirates 1-0 at Ford Field for his final career victory, number 511. So when you hear Cy Young, it went all the way back to 1911, and he defeated the Pirates 1-0. So in 1946, I thought this was like a recent thing, but maybe we just didn't hear about it from the news. Maybe it was just compacted to that Canadian community. I have no idea. But there was a Canadian woman named Evelyn Dick, who was charged with butchering her husband in 1946. 1955, Britain's first TV ad for SR toothpaste. Does anybody remember that? Anybody in Britain? All my British friends, British frogs. In 1964, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. premieres on NBC with David McCullum, who played Ducky in the NCIS series with Mark Harmon. I loved my Ducky. I miss him so much. He didn't give me a death time for David McCullum, but I know he passed away recently. In 1982, Family Ties premiered on NBC. Way back in 1982. That was one of my most prevalent memories from my childhood. In 1982, I would have been 11, but I kind of grew up with the Alex B. Keaton being on TV all the time. In 1985, St. Louis Cardinals set unusual streak, winning 9 out of 10 games with different pitchers picking. It's an awesome streak. 1987, Dow Jones Industrial average rises 75.23 points. So we had a rise in the economic force in 1987. Things you don't pay attention to when you're a child. I was a child. I was 16. And also in 1987, the NFL players go on strike for 24 days, and Full House premieres in 1987. Did not know that. I thought it was like 90s for real. But no, it was 1987. In 1989, Baywatch premieres. In 1993, Boris Yeltsin was dismissed by the Supreme Soviet. 1994, Friends premiered. In 1997, Candle in the Wind by Elton John. The Diana revision, the Diana edition, was released in the United States. I think he did it at her funeral. But it was released here in the U.S. as a single, and I remember all of that, of course, being a big Diana fan. 2003, it seems like so long ago. It kind of was. It was 22 years ago. 2.5 Men was released in 2003. 2015, Pope Francis visits Obama and Joe Biden in the United States White House. Obama was president at the moment. We're going to birthdays now with 1515. Anne of Cleves, the fourth wife of Henry VIII, is her birthday on September 22nd. I think she was a divorce. I believe she was the one that he married and didn't feel like was. I think he was the one she was not. He was not. She was the one he was not attracted to. I think he divorced her. 1798, Michael Faraday. If that name sounds familiar, he's a scientist over in England. He invented the electric magnetic induction and invented the first electric motor. In 1927, Tommy Lasorda of Baseball Hall of Fame was born. He died in 2021. It's Tommy Lasorda in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. He was kind of everywhere. He was an announcer. You could hear his voice everywhere. He was everywhere. In 1932, Ingemar Johansson was a Swedish boxer. It's his birthday. Represent all sports people. All sports people. 1942, Ole Anderson of the Four Horsemen. Of course, we're talking about wrestling. His brother was born, I think, not yesterday, but the day before. Maybe a few years before or a few years after. I can't remember. In 1943, Tony Basil was born. Tony Basil was a very prolific choreographer in the 80s, and she also, in 1982, released the song Mickey. Very catchy tune. It was in everybody's brain. It was everywhere. Everybody was singing it in the schoolyard, and I know that because I was in school. Today we're doing the National Day. Today is National Ice Cream Cone Day. Today is States and Capitals Day. Today is also National Online Recovery Day. It's National Family Day. It's National Girls Night Day. It's National White Chocolate Day. Now, white chocolate to me is just way too sweet. There's something about it I do not like. National Elephant Appreciation Day. Usually, if you, we have an affinity for here in this house where elephants, we think they're smart. Today is Car Free Day. I'm assuming that means not take your car. Try not to drive your car if you don't have to. So, and today is Autumnal Equinox, which means it's the first of fall. It is National Fall Day because it is fall. And how do you like those statistics for today in history or on this day? I kind of like doing that. I love doing the research for it. I love finding out new things that happen. I'm kind of enjoying this. I hope you are. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Leave me a comment. Leave me just a ribbit or a frog face and let me know that you're watching and let YouTube know that my content is being liked and that I have viewer interaction. They will recommend my videos a little bit more. Maybe I'll get some more subscribers in time. That reminds me I gotta pay that. Okay. So how did you like that? What shocked you more about what happened today in history? Anne of Cleve's birthday kind of shocked me, and of course the Salem witch trials. I had no idea it happened today. I knew it happened, but I had no idea it was. I didn't know. I don't know. When you're thinking about the past, you kind of think, "Oh, their calendar is not the same as ours," but it's not true. Julius Caesar created this calendar, I do believe. So we've been on this calendar for quite a while. Tommy Lasorda's birthday kind of shocked me a little bit. And the preliminary Emancipation Proclamation from Abraham Lincoln, that kind of shocked me as well too. It's hard to believe that 2.5 Men first aired in 2003. It just seems like yesterday. You can watch it and look at the fashion and some of the things that are going on. It just doesn't seem like it was 22 years ago. Whereas, like in the 80s, you could tell when something was 10 years old, or the fashion was not. I don't know. The fashion changed quickly in the 80s, and nowadays it just does not change as fast. Family Ties also, that one kind of shocked me. Is there anything you want me to look up? Is there anything you want me to I love trivial things. I love things with trivia. So if there's anything you want me to look up or research or anything and report on it, I can do that. Just leave me a comment. Let me know. I'm Cassie, by the way. You're watching Cassie Chats. I love this channel. I love doing this for you people. It's kind of a new thing for me. I was going with all the makeup. What am I gonna? I don't know what I'm gonna report about. And I'm really tired of the Meghan Markle and the gossip of it all. I really can't deal with that right now anymore. I'm tired of Meghan Markle. I'm tired of her silliness, and I don't know that anybody has. I know that politicians, are not exactly truthful all the time, but I've never known a person that can just blatantly lie so much and get away with it. Just still get put on TV, still get made famous. Just that kind of thing. It's just not attractive to me anymore. I may report on her from time to time, but I really don't have a whole lot that I want to report as far as she, because it's like the same old thing over and over. So I'm just not enthused with that. Is there anybody else like that I'm just tired of hearing about somebody? The Kardashians also. I don't like to talk about them, but I really wish sometimes they would just disappear into the fold and just not come out. Every time I turn around, somebody's talking about the Kardashians. Somebody looks like a Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, why are these people important? Why are we investing our time on these people when, I don't know their life story. I don't know their history. I don't know. I just don't feel like I need to invest anything in what they say or do. It's not my cup of tea. A lot of people are into it. A lot of people don't care that these people have taken their bodies and have had this surgery and that surgery to become famous, and it's like why? Why? What for? You're not natural, so why is your beauty celebrated for no reason? Anyway, that's how that is. That's just me, my opinion. Sorry if I've ruffled any feathers. I'm not trying not to offend anyone. Well, that's it for today, I guess. I will go and find something for myself to do. My husband stayed home again. He's sick, so I will have to find something to keep my mind occupied. Maybe go out in the yard. Maybe, I don't know what the day's weather's like. I haven't even been outside. I know it's sunny. I wonder if it's one of those times where, because here in the South, we don't get cold until mid-October. Sometimes, there's been a few times that we got cold, and it was on someone's birthday. But not often. Sometimes it got cold on his birthday. Sometimes it's just really, really hot. I remember one time we had his other grandparents got him a bouncy house, and it was so hot outside. His little face was just as red as he could be. I miss him. I miss him so much. Y'all have fun today. Please stay safe. Do something that makes you feel alive and makes you be grateful. Makes you feel a little bit froggy. I'm talking about froggy as in happy. Makes you jump for joy. Find something for that. Again, like, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Let YouTube know I have viewer content interaction. Viewer interaction. I'm gonna get it right in a minute. I promise. I don't know how right it'll be or for how long. Just saying. Y'all have fun today. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.